With the province of Ontario well into its sixth wave of COVID infections, there is a discussion happening inside school boards, among parents, among teachers, among support staff about whether masks should once again become mandatory in some school boards. The Ottawa District School Board decided, its trustees took a vote and decided that masks will once again become mandatory. They haven't said exactly when that will take effect. Here in Toronto, the Toronto District School Board deciding that things for now will remain up to individual choice. So mask mandates will not be returning in Toronto for now. It is deciding to leave it up to individual students and support staff and teachers to decide whether they're going to be wearing masks inside the buildings. It is highly encouraged. And here's what some students had to say outside Malvern Collegiate this afternoon.
I think it makes me feel personally safer to wear a mask, and I've just gotten used to it over the years that Yeah, that it's just like become a second nature, and I still do it because it just feels a little bit weird. Mm-hmm. But I definitely wouldn't shame someone if they chose not to.
It's because I'm in a phys ed class. I know a bunch of my other friends are in PFIT classes, and it's really hard to wear a mask while you're perspirating a lot or when you're breathing really heavily.
You can't.
So, You can't. So I kind of do like that option of not being forced to wear a mask in classes like that. While I don't think it should go back to being mandated, I think it should be heavily encouraged, especially if you're just sitting in like an English class or you're just sitting in like a history class. I think it just makes everyone feel that much safer.
At Malvern, I think it's pretty good. I don't think there's a whole lot of people not masking. Also depends on the class. Like in gym and like physical classes, nobody masks because it's harder to deal with it.
Can't breathe during football.
But I think it's pretty good here. I don't think there's a whole lot of issues with people not masking.
I feel like it's still pointless to make it mandatory again because we have like lunch and all that stuff where we're like together and stuff and not social distancing. So wearing a mask doesn't really seem to be the smartest idea in the situation.
I really feel like it should be the student's choice, honestly. I get like some of the teachers are older and maybe you should wear a mask around them just for their safety, but in general, I feel like not wearing a mask isn't really the end of the world. It's really how comfortable the student feels.
Now, that is the view from the students outside Malvern Collegiate this afternoon in Toronto. Again, the school board saying that it will not be bringing back a mask mandate. Again, it is leaving it up to individual students and teachers to decide what they want to do. But again, it is highly encouraging people to wear masks when they're inside the building. The school board in Ottawa basically deciding to go back to mandating masks because of an increase in cases, which we've been seeing across the province, and also an increase in absenteeism, which has been noticed in some school boards and schools in the Toronto area. Halton School Board and Hamilton School Board have also hinted that they might consider bringing back a mask mandate. Peel telling us today they will not. But one thing to remember, the Chief Medical Officer of Health saying at his last briefing that they don't expect the peak of this sixth wave to happen until sometime in the middle of May. I'm Scott Lurie.